Yeah, thanks, Matt. Yeah, first I hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving, and another big thank you to our medical staff and all of our operations staff that have continued to work tirelessly to give our student athletes an opportunity to continue to practice and to play, and my hat continues to go off to them. Football is so important to our players, and to be able to continue to play, practice and get better and play is just phenomenal for us to be able to do this. Today was a great win for our guys. Very proud of them. Great win for our coaches, our staff, our support staff, and also a great win for our state fans and all the Spartan dogs out there. Like I said earlier this week, culture culture doesn't change overnight. It just doesn't. But wins like today show what type of football that we're capable of playing when we're focused, when we're process driven, and when we play complementary football, and when we take care of the football. Offense, defense, and special teams working together. It was an awesome team effort, but we still have a lot of work to do, a lot of work ahead of us. It's a 24-hour rule with us here, because we need to keep this momentum going, this upward trajectory of our football team, our program. We need to continue to move forward, continue to work to get better, to hammer our process, cement our culture, and to continue to develop that mentality of mental and physical toughness that it takes to perform consistently week in and week out, in this league. That's where our focus is going to be moving forward. But for today, and for these next 24 hours, this is really, really happy for our players and happy for our state fans and for the Spartan Dogs. You got 550,000 living alumni out there that are pulling for us and deserve to see, this brand of football. We're getting closer to the brand of football that we need to play here. It's up to the standard that we set. We're able to control the line of scrimmage today. Run the ball, stop the run, and we were able to really show the mental toughness that it takes to win and beat good teams. And so, again, I'm proud of this football team, proud of this entire organization. With that, I'll open up for questions.
Our first question comes from Rico Cooney with Spartan Mag. Coach, congratulations on the win. You came into this game averaging less than 75 yards a game on the ground, and you run for almost 200. What changed there? What happened, in those 2 weeks from the Maryland cancellation up through this game where you were able to run the ball as effectively as you were, especially against this Northwestern defense?
Yeah, that's a great question. In some of our previous games, we felt like we were very close in the run game, and from an offensive line standpoint, tight ends blocking and runners hitting the hole, and just understanding where the power of the play is and where the runs need to hit, and we were able to. We had some plays that we were able to show our guys that, hey, when we do it right, we're efficient in the run game, and we were able to build on those. Those were some things that we're building on those. We were prepared to go into Maryland. We were excited because we felt like, we were getting better. especially in our run game. And then we weren't able to play. We continued to go right back to work, and our practices in our team run periods, when we had the pads on, they started to sound. The practices started to sound like they're supposed to sound in terms of the pads, the physicality. You could close your eyes and actually hear, a physical football team on both sides of the ball. And so when you start to get that feel, and you start in that physicality, and it starts to, it's something that is something that the players are looking forward to it. Taking pride in our team run periods and things like that. That's when you can start to. That's when you start to see improvement. And we knew that if we would execute, and play with good technique and fundamentals, play with mental and physical toughness, we knew that we would be able to control the line of scrimmage and make yards today on the ground.
Just as a quick follow-up, on the sidelines, when you were having success running the ball, talk about that atmosphere, that environment on your sidelines.
Well, our guys are, we're all pulling for each other. We have our own. We have to create our own energy on the sideline. And guys, the defense is energized when they see, the offense run the ball, and not just running but finish runs, with authority and fall forward, and yards after contact. And see the surge. That's energizing to your football team because, that's what we talk about, each and every day. That's what we know that that's the brand of football that we need to be able to play in order to beat good teams. I mean, in order to be relevant, we got to be able to do those things. And so when we took it from the practice field to the game, and the players, they're encouraged by that. They get excited about that. And then, obviously, conversely, when the offense is, when they look up and they see the defense out there setting the edge and building the wall, and striking and knocking guys back, and partying on the football, 11 to the ball type deal, then they're encouraged by that as well, because that's complimentary football. And that's what we talk about. And it's just taking it. It's just sticking with the process, being process driven, believing what you're doing, blocking out the noise, staying focused, and taking it and getting it done in practice, and then it's not different in the game, man. 2 + 2 is 4. You do it in practice. Okay, you get in the game, do the same thing, and do it over and over and over and over again. And that's what. So what we need is consistency and performance. Okay, that's our goal, and that's what we need. And so we got a 24-hour rule, and it may be even less than that. 'Cause we got to get on this tape, and we got to get these corrections, and we got to build on some things, and we got to get ready for the next one. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had a really tough time hearing you, so I just want to make sure that I understand what you need to know.
Hey, I'll tell you what. We'll get back to Chris once the anthem's over. He's over at basketball. We'll go out to Colton Pouncey right now, and we'll come back to Chris in a second.
Okay.
Hey Mel, I know you said earlier that you've been part of like 9-year ones in your career. I'm just wondering, based on your experience, what can a win like this do to maybe accelerate your program and what you're trying to do here at Michigan State?
Well, we're going to be able to, hopefully, build on some of these things that we did well today, it just kind of it reinforces, the things that we preach and things we talk about each and every day. I mean, it's just like I told the players, it's never going to stop. I mean, it's never going to ease up. It's never going to. We're not coaching in spurts. We're not. It's not a flash in the pan in terms of our process and our culture and what we talk about every day. And when players can see, they can take it from practice and they can take it to the game and they can see the success, then you can actually coach off of that. And you coach off of losses too, but you actually coach off of these wins. And what happens is players want more. They want more of that feeling. That feeling, in the locker room, after a game, where the feeling that when a team comes roaring back and they take a lead, but you don't flinch, and then you stay the course, you stick with the process, you execute, and then you're able to answer. They want more of that, and so this is a time where where we need to continue to tighten the screws. More detail, more sense of urgency. More physicality, more technique and fundamentals, lower pads, those type of things, more communication, all those things. It's a time for that, so we can continue to build and work and on this trajectory that we're on right here, so we can be more consistent. This is not a time for relief. This is part of the process. And it's showing up.
As a quick follow, I know you said, you kind of like the challenges that come with this. Do wins like this sort of show you that you're on the right track?
Yeah, I mean, it's you're only good as your next game, right? So, we as a staff, we knew that we were on the right track because of our process and what we do on a day-to-day basis. Just shifting our culture, hammering our culture, and focusing on the details, confronting and demanding, teach, motivate, develop. We know that we're doing the right things, and we can actually see behind the scenes, inside our walls, we can see the progress, and it was just a matter of being able to play. I mean, we were hugely disappointed when we weren't able to play last week, and then to have the opportunity to play this week, we were just able to build on some of those things we had done in that preparation for Maryland, and so we know we're on the right track, but it's hard to win games. Okay, it's hard to win games, and so when you can find a way to play complimentary football for 60 minutes in a game, win the turnover margin, that is reinforcement. That reinforces the messages and the language, and the guys are able to. The guys are actually able to hold something tangible, some results from all their hard work and all their sacrifices and their investment in this football team. And so now's the time we need to continue to build. There's no reason for doubt. There's just a motivation to continue with the process and continue to work.
If you're in a spot where you can ask it, go ahead.
Just tip-off here in case you wonder. The question was kind of last week you had that experience with COVID, with the game getting stopped. How much does this help to show that your team can even deal with that and come through and get a victory and manage the situation when it's out of their control?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I commended the team this morning in our team meeting about exactly that. Handling that situation where you find out on a Thursday morning that you're not going to play, and then quickly pivoting to a pseudo bye week, and then we talked about winning that weekend, winning that Friday, that Saturday, that Sunday, and we did that, and then coming back with a normal week Monday, but then with having a holiday, there, which was not a normal Thanksgiving, and how we handled that, and players embraced, the protocols and the behavior modification that we needed to have to be able to stay focused and get to Saturday. And so, credit goes to our players for not just doing the things that we asked them to do, but understanding why, and understanding, like, what are we here for? We've opted in. We've all opted in. We've opted in for a reason. We want to play, and we want to get better, and we want to reach our full potential. And so my hat goes off to them. And then I can't say enough about Sally Nogle and Dr. Kovan and our medical staff, and just how they've just been relentless in helping us, the players and our staff, just helping us stay safe so we can continue to practice and play so we can get better.
We've got time for a couple more. We'll get to as many as we can. Our next question comes from Jim Comparoni.
Hey, Mel, Northwestern had to go to the air a lot today because you guys are stopping the run. I think they only averaged 4.8 yards per pass attempt. Can you talk about your pass defense today, especially late in the game, getting a lot of stops and a lot of different coverages, and your guys staying on the same page?
Yeah, Scotty Hazelton and the defensive staff, they've done an outstanding job. We had a really good game plan going in, and the players, they executed the plan. And when you look at pass defense, it's the element of rush and coverage working together, and that's important. And then in the before the half, in the second quarter, we started to feel like we were starting to get some pressure, with 4, and we were starting to get some push, and we knew that if we continued to have coordinated pass rush, and continue to keep guys fresh and rotate guys in, that we were going to be able to get some more pressure in the second half, and in the fourth quarter we felt like that we could really start to wear them down, and as long as we kept chopping and keep hammering. And then from a cover standpoint, we have, it's hard to, it's very difficult to play man and zone, and to be proficient at both. And so Scotty and the staff and the players have worked really hard to be able to have multiple coverages so that you can mix the coverages, the coverage that you play behind the pressures and the coverage you play just behind the rush, and be able to mix some of those coverages. We were able to have some answers for some of the patterns and some of the schemes that they were hurting us with. So we were able to have some answers for that, and our players were able to execute that and had confidence in doing it because they've done it in practice. And so that's very important for your rush and your coverage to work together. And if you can have multiple coverages, split safety and single high coverages, then that can make it really tough, on offenses, and you can hold people to low numbers when you can do that.
All right, our next question will come from Nick Mantis at WLNS.
Coach, when you were mentioning the week that you guys were having, the pseudo bye week, as you mentioned it, the impromptu time off, was that the moment where you guys were able to kind of refocus and, as you said, kind of tighten the screws a little bit more, and did that give you a little bit of a moment to kind of take a breath as well and to refocus in any way?
Well, we felt like we had a very good week of preparation going into the Maryland game, anticipation of that game, and we were excited about that. We had a couple really physical practices on Tuesday and Wednesday before that game, before that Saturday, and so when we found out that we weren't going to be able to play, we just pivoted and adapted and said, hey, okay, what's the best use of this time? And so we gave them Thursday off. You know, we had a lot of guys banged up. Some of those guys we were able to get back for this game. So we gave them Thursday off, and then we said we got to win the weekend. That was our mantra: win the weekend. And so, you know, we had a walkthrough on Friday, which gave us an extra, and that was Northwestern emphasis. So we were able to get a jump. Then on Saturday we came in and got a good Northwestern practice in, and we're able to put some of the pads on in the last 30 minutes for some of our younger guys to get them better and get them more work. Okay, and then Sunday we had a recovery day, and it was a mental day, and we were able to focus, and we came back into a normal week, you know, on Monday. And so I thought it was we worked smart. We were trying to get some of our guys back healthy, but at the same time, we still needed those reps to get better and prepare, you know, and continue to work on those things that are critically important to be able to have success when you play good teams. And technique and fundamentals, we added some extra periods of that. We continued to hammer ball security. We introduced some additional ball security type drills for our players to change the stimulus, because we needed to take care of the football. And we just continued on with our process. And and we won the weekend. And then I was really proud of our guys the way we handled Thanksgiving, because that was a challenge. You know, that was a challenge for everyone. And so I'm very just proud of our team. I feel like we've grown and we've matured. And I'm just looking forward to our next opportunity.
Thank you.
We're going to take two final questions. We got Matt Charbonneau, and then wrap it up with Graham Couch.
And Mel, I wanted to ask you about the decision to go with Rocky today. Obviously, you made some good throws on those long balls. What was it like the last couple of weeks? What was it that kind of gave him the nod? And just talk about how his response today overall.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Rocky did a good job today, and he had really good support, you know, from his teammates, you know, offensive line, you know, the backs, our receivers, you know, defensively, you know, he doesn't have to do it by himself, and he knows that, and so he was able to play within our scheme and take what the defense gave him. He was able to make some good throws. He ran the ball well, and those are things that we saw him do in practice, and so we felt like that he could. What he showed us in practice, we felt like he would be able to take that into the game and execute. And so, and that's what we saw.
All right, and our final question comes from Graham Couch.
Hey, Mel, I'm wondering, it's been a while since the offensive line has gotten a push like that, run the ball like that against a good Big Ten team. And I'm wondering, as you see those guys come off the field after some of those drives where they're having success, can you kind of paint a picture for us what you're seeing in terms of morale and energy and things that you see different as they're experiencing that success?
Yeah, it's very similar to what I saw in practice, you know, and what I've seen at times in other games, you know, earlier this year. Just hasn't been consistent. You know, there's confidence in what we're doing, you know, and accountability, you know, and truth in the communication in terms of what happened and why weren't we successful on those plays. You know, hey, maybe there was a misassignment, maybe there was a miscommunication, maybe I tripped, maybe I fell down, you know, type of thing. Maybe I didn't get the call, whatever that is, and then being able to be real with each other and say, okay, that's what it was, okay, so what do we need to do? Let's fix it, and let's go back out there and go to work. And so it was a very workmanlike atmosphere with those guys, and again we have been close, so close in some of these other games. I mean, it just makes you sick. Some of these when you look at the Indiana game and look at some of the things that were there that we didn't take advantage of, and you know, Coach Cap. You know, our offensive line coach and run game coordinator. I'm just telling you, man, he's one of the best in the business, and he's gonna, you know, he's relentless, and he believes in his players, okay, and he's gonna get out of those guys what they have, and we're going to continue to work to get better. Coach Gilmore is doing a great job with our tight ends in terms of their blocking, and then with Pigs, in the run game, just under the backs understanding that we gotta hit the hole, we gotta understand the power of the play, where the ball is supposed to hit, okay, and get there, secure the ball, okay, and run behind their paths with flat back and hat speed, so we can get tough yards and we can fall forward. And then with Hawk, coaching the receivers, to get in there and dig out some of those linebackers, dig out some of those safeties, get in front of guys and keep their feet moving and get some blocks, so we can, that's what it takes to be able to run the ball. It's a total effort. I mean, it's not just up to one guy. It's not just the line. But I will say this, we did see a surge today at the line of scrimmage, and we need to keep that up. We need to continue to work that and build upon that.
All right, Coach. Appreciate your generosity with your time today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Go Green.